Thank you very much. I'm happy to speak to you today and to talk about creating a SaaS business as a side business. And I also want to tell you why Pinky and Brain always failed when they tried to take over the world. And I think some of you know the story that always Pinky asked, what are we going to do today? And Brain said, we try to take over the world. And during this talk, I will tell you why they always fail. My name is Niels. I also often cannot speak my last name. It's called Przybilla, and I think I'm the one person who often can't speak his own name. And I'm a marketing consultant. I do advertising for small and medium enterprises in Berlin. And I do this now for 16 years. I started my first company during school when I was 17. And I built a lot of companies since then and a lot of projects, and a lot of them I screwed also. Some of them are still working, but I had a lot of pivots in my life who gave me some experience to learn. And why I screwed all my businesses was that my administration and my money management and in the heart, the invoicing was not really good. So the latest project I have at the moment is Smois. Smois, it's a pure invoicing software because we believe that less people don't want to be accountants, what some of our competitors try to teach the people. We think accounting can be outsourced to people who really know and love accounting. And we think that invoicing you have to do on your own, and that's why we started Smois. And Smois, it's a bootstrapped business. We built it side to our normal companies. And I had one interesting moment that led me to the talk here, because someone came to me and said, hey, it's so cool, you have a SaaS business, and once in my life, I also want to have a SaaS business. And I asked myself, do you really want to have a SaaS business? And there are many answers. There's, for example, the good one. And the good one, for me, one of the good points is to have a product. This product gives me a certain separation or degree from me and the product. So sometimes it's easier for me to handle errors because it's not always directly my personal fault. Like when I do it as a marketing consultant, I can blame it a little bit on the company and on the product. And the second very important thing for me is that it gives me more security when I talk about prices. When I talk about prices when I'm a consultant, it's always my price. But here I speak about a separated entity, and the separated entity has to live, and I have no problems to tell the people that they have to pay the full price. The second thing, what is great on SaaS business is the holy grail of the 4-hour workweek. And the holy grail of the 4-hour workweek is MRR, monthly recurring revenue. Everything you want to have when you think about the 4-hour workweek, that you never have to work again, you just have to focus on the things you love. And that is possible with a SaaS business. But there's also the evil, because a SaaS business does not really often shine as good as it looks. The first thing what is really evil is the hockey stick. Everybody is searching for the hockey stick, this mysterious moment in time when your growth starts to become exponentially. But the cold blood reality is that you have this long, slow ramp of death. When you look, I think at all SaaS companies, they all experience this long, slow ramp of death. It took them 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 years to get perhaps to the point that they have this hockey stick, but when you take a long time, even this long, slow ramp of death will bring you in some day to some success. The second very evil thing is that your idea how a business process should work is not often the way how other people think. For example, when I searched for CRM software, I tested about 15 different CRM softwares, project management about 20 or 25 softwares, because every software was not really matching my own idea. So what you can take with it is to find a way to do a product in the way you think it should be used, give some points of customization, and always listen to your customers. So this was the good and the evil about SaaS, and I have some inspirations that worked for us, some ideas that helped us, and what we had on successes and failures. The first thing that was a real success, and this is the core thing that helped us to get to the point where we are now, was a team. We are, me as a marketing and sales guy, and my co-founder who is a developer. And for marketing guys who work with developers and developers who work with marketing guys, you know that they live on different planets. You have absolutely different views on topics and how it works, and what worked for us was that we had the same values, because we met in a business users group where we have the value givers gain, and that's the basic of our work. And what happened over the 2 years we are doing Smoys now is that we learned a lot from each other. For example, the developer now learned that a Linux shell is not a real interface for a normal user. And I, for example, learned that some features you want to have are not as easy as it seems, like adding a button somewhere. The second thing we had is we went out with our product very, very early. So only 2 months after starting the development, we talked to the first customers, we showed to them the product, and we really, really fast got the feedback. And this was a very horrible situation for us, because when you talk to 10 people and they say always the same error, and you know we will fix it someday, but not now, it can hurt you personally, but I think you have to go through this, that you can speed up the development of your product. The next very important thing is automation is great, but not at first. If you start to automate your business too early, you lose a lot of valuable feedback you get from your customers. Because when you launch, for example, a new feature, and you talk to the people first, how they use the feature, perhaps before they can use it, you give them some questions and some advice how they use it, you get faster feedback and you can develop your company much faster. The third thing I would change is I would increase the price. Our pricing starts at 9 euros per user per month and goes up to 80 euros for a company per month. And something we learned over the 2 years now is that whether a client pays 9 euros per month or 80 euros per month, it's always the same time. It's the same time of acquisition, it's the same time of support, and the same time of explanation. So my advice is, when you do a SaaS product, do a high-priced SaaS product, because you will get more out of it. You have to be absolutely reliable. On the one hand, when you do customer support, that's normal, but we offer also reliability on the releases we do. Every Wednesday, the customers get a new release of our software. And that's sure that we do it every Wednesday only on Christmas. But everywhere else in the year, you get always every Wednesday a new release. And that gives our customers a great feeling that the software improves from week to week, and the software is also living and developing. One of my last parts is that we also use some tools that support our day-to-day work. And the first one is OpenProject. It's a straightforward, simple project management and ticketing system. We integrated an Agile and Scrum development way, and it's really easy to integrate there, and it's a great software to use. The second thing is one-page CRM. It's the first CRM software I really like, because they have a different approach like Salesforce or Sugar CRM, because it's really sales-oriented. You have a single sales stream where you have all your tasks you have to do in your sales process. And for a business-to-business software, it's much more important to stay in the sales process, to convert your customers for signing up and until being real customers. And the beauty of the solution is that when you have a task, for example, to call a client, and you tick it out that you've done it, then the software asks you, and what's next? And then you say, okay, the next thing after calling the client is to write him a mail. So always when you finish a task, he asks you, what's your next task for this client? And here you have also a URL. I think we can post afterwards the slides in the Facebook group and on the meetup, where you get some discounts from them. For example, here you get an extended trial. The next product is OnPageDoc. It's a really new SEO tool. It's a German development, and it is, compared to most of the tools, very simple, but I get all the important tasks I need to do every day regarding to optimize our website. And this is a real game changer for me. It's Sanebox. It does something really simple. It applies mail rules, something we can do manually in our mail client, but they have a real good artificial intelligence how to sort your mails. For example, they sort out all these Facebook, Sing, LinkedIn mails and put them into a Sane Later folder, where you can have a look later and batch delete them. And it's very easy to train the rules. You just have to drag your mail from the Sane Later to the inbox, and the next time it has learned that this mail is not a mail that has to go into Sane Later. So I can recommend this absolutely if you get a lot of mail. It cleans up your mailbox. And the last product is our product, because we have a feature. It's a self-accountability tool. You define in SMOIS your daily goal, how much money you want to earn. And from this daily goal, for example, here you have 200 euros per day, we calculate a weekly goal and a monthly goal. And you see just in time how much money you have earned for the month. And this helps me to look that I earn the money I need for my living, and be sure and be free when I work on SMOIS to develop it more. And I can't get so much out of focus that I earn not enough money. And another beautiful story we had was a client who reached his weekly goal on a Friday morning, and after lunch he went home and took a nap. And it was the first time in his 5 years of being an entrepreneur that he had the safe feeling to take a nap. So we helped us a lot. So this was a tools section. Now I want to invite you. We will have a networking event next Thursday in the base camp. It will be meltingpot. It will be bring together established Berlin businesses and startups. So you can meet a lot of Berlin enterprises. We have now 140 signups, and I would be happy to see some of you. And I'm guilty, and I have to answer you the two questions I've started on the beginning. The first question was, would I do a SaaS business? And I say yes. I would love to do a SaaS business again, because we get the great feedback from our customers. It's absolutely interesting for us to see how we have an impact on the life and the companies of our clients. So building SaaS companies, especially with a B2B focus, you can bring so much change in the life of company owners that it's always a big fun. And the last question is, why Pinky and Brain always fail? And there are only two words. It's just to take out the try. It's changing from what are we going to do tonight, Brain? The same thing we do every night. It's not the point. It's take over the world. Just have for you the situation and change the way how you say it from try to take over the world to take over the world. It's much more determined, so I would recommend you do it the Nike way. Do it, just do it. It's not a thing that errors will occur. It's only the question when they will occur and how you will handle them. Questions?
What is the biggest mistake you're so far happy that you made?
Waiting too long to start SEO. Search engine optimization, so optimize our website to be found on Google.
Hi, just regarding the timeline of
We started to talk in May, and we started to develop 2 years ago. We started to develop 3 days later, and we got our first clients working on the project on September, and the clients started to pay in December.
What's an SAS business?
SAS is software as a service. It's all the softwares you use in the web, like Google Docs is, for example, software as a service. We as an invoicing tool are software as a service, so every software you can rent and you don't have to buy it.
There's a question here, Ulrich.
Second question, sorry.
Ah.
You said it was 3 days from the moment when you guys sat down to actually starting the development of it. In those 3 days, with like, I assume, limited knowledge on programming and development, how did you decide what steps you were going to take within that time frame of those 3 days? Do you like program languages, what you're going to do, develop costs, finding maybe the CTO to assist?
We did not have to find a CTO because my co-founder is a CTO, and we had one special solution. My co-founder was asking me all the time, let's do a company together. I'm a developer, I don't like customers, and you're a marketing guy, you like customers, but you can't develop, so we are a dream team. And we were talking about some ideas, and he said he wanted to develop a CRM software. I was thinking there were good solutions, and I said, invoicing is my biggest problem. And I told him, I was thinking about this topic about 5 years. And I told him how I would think it should work. And he showed me a prototype he has already started on working, and he used for his own. And it was the same idea. We thought how invoicing should work for a 21st century company owner.
So no keyword research, nothing, just out of the blue. This is how it should look like, and I want to have it on the first, so it's good for me, so it should be good for others, right?
Absolutely out of the blue. We were not in the startup bubble. We started about 1 year later. I had the first meetups with startups, and we were in business groups of normal established businesses. So we knew that there were some startups like Wunderlist and so on, but we were not used to all these models you use in this great startup world.
Just talk about SEO that you started today. So what did you improve on SEO? Was it just about on-page and the tool you mentioned, or did you actively build backlinks?
We do both. We started with on-page optimization. We started with creating content, and now we are also trying to get some backlinks. But what we experience now, and on-page also helps us on this, we now get negative SEO. So one of our competitors tried to kick us out of the Google rankings because we have now about 6,000 backlinks, which we never started to get with a wrong anchor tag. And OnPageDoc also helps us to find these backlinks and kick them out of with Google Webmaster Tools.
How do you do it? With the Disable?
Yes.
Is it working?
We will see. We started it 3 days ago, so.
Okay.
Okay.